I head to Nimgon's room after I finish my assigned tasks. The temperature drops by several degrees the lower I descend down the staircase. The walls with chipped paint add eeriness to this dank place. I can't see the appeal of having a whole floor for yourself. Empty basements always give me the creeps. There's a small window looking outside. The point of it is lost on me. Since this place is deep beneath the water surface, you can only see empty, dark blue water. Was this window made for something to look inside instead? I have yet to catch any glimpse of Morak. I hope she isn't around today. Once again, the no entry sign at the corner piques my curiosity. Dirong said this area used to be living quarters. These days, it serves as a repository. Huh. I can explore the basement, which is interesting. It's an interesting choice, possibility. Hell, let's do it. I'm interested. I doubt I could do much harm exploring for a bit. I can always turn back. Beyond this point, the light grows dimmer. It must have been a long time since they changed these older light bulbs. Clack, clack. The door next to Nimgon's room is locked. I slip past the no entry sign. The excitement from breaking the rules gets my heart pumping faster. There is a tunnel at the end of this dark corridor, fenced off by a formidable metal gate. More building materials have been stacked along the way. Were they reconstructing this area? More locked doors. Might as well. Take a deep breath and gather the courage to approach the only double door next to the tunnel gate. Beneath my feet is water that smells like the sea flowing into the tunnel. Mesh decks netted by steel wire separate me from the water below. The decks clatter when I step on a certain area. My attention turns back to the double door. Protruding metal plates with hooks are on either sides of these doors, riveted into the wall. Did they use these to bar the door? With the metal plates on this side of the door, this room must have been used to keep something in. It is also locked, as expected. I should have brought my hairpins with me. I look back into the tunnel. The path down the tunnel is swallowed up by complete darkness. What are you doing here? Oh, shit. I had a feeling we'd get caught. You shouldn't be here. I'm sorry, Nimgon grimaces, narrowing her eye into a slit. This area is off limits. Just because you are... She pauses, her fist shiver with anger. Ugh. I should have told you not to come in here. But the sign was there for a reason. Sorry, you should have stayed out. Look, I want to be able to trust you, Rue. I understand. I will not disappoint you again. You have my word. Good. Come back with me. Les dots. Is that it? I got off surprisingly easy. Nimgon leans into the couch, rests up on her papers. I feel more at ease without Morak here this time. I can't help but notice you called yourself the Usurpers during lunch. Ugh. Did I say it again? Nimgon sighs during frustration. In frustration. Her anger has subsided. That's fine, right? No one had a problem with that phrasing. They probably didn't notice it either. We've been called that for too long. Sometimes it just slips. They only rebranded the Usurpers into the Sentinels a few years ago. I suppose no one expected it to withstand the test of time. Even normal folks still refer to them as Usurpers from time to time. Rebranding was a smart choice, with them being a prominent armed force. The name Usurpers would likely detract foreign relations. I don't expect you are here just to talk about my slip of the tongue, Rue. I will get straight to it then. Exactly how many people know about me being a former soldier? Query certainly does. Is Kyrian making your life difficult? That's odd. She's not that kind of person, but I can talk to her if she has caused you trouble. No. She's a sweetie. I won't repeat it, but it's something she said in passing that bothered me. She did take the news a bit too well, but she bolted right after our meeting. I should have expected this. Perhaps she wasn't paying enough attention. I would rather take this explanation than to keep thinking about it over and over. Who else knows? This... Perhaps she wasn't paying enough attention. I would rather take this explanation than to keep thinking about it over and over. Who else knows? The elders do. Elders? We are in charge of managing the Sentinel's facilities. I also informed the faculty heads of catering, security, and maintenance. If you want a number, it's around 20 people. That is a longer list than I expected. It makes sense they were told about me, but something still nags at me inside. Why are you worried? It isn't like we're ignorant. We have lived through the war, you know. No, I didn't mean to imply. I hope she is right. Curry is still insensitive after using 2 young children in the war. That's why I allowed her to keep a companion cat. And we talked this morning. I did not want to think it was Curry's own kids. She is a big believer in the dreams as well. Dreams. Some older Orgons still believe our dreams are a door to another world, where humans are the only advanced race on Earth. Interesting. Most people grow out of them as they get older. In Oregon folklore, if you die before these dreams are over, you can't be reincarnated in this world. Interesting. Query is understandably upset if she believed her children's souls were forever lost. I feel a bit calmer after all our talk. Eventually, the subject changes into something more pleasant. I would never thought about that. I admit, I got a bit curious, but it turned out your women's sanitary products are not that bigger than ours. That is pretty interesting. So, what did Dirong say? Well... Okay, so skipping over a few things. Feels like we've been speaking for an hour. Nimgon apologizes every time she glanced at her computer for not giving me her full attention. You are still in your uniform. Wouldn't it get dirty by the time you have to get back later? That's what spare uniforms are for, right? You are what? Changing into a new uniform every shift? Sure. Your laundry bills must be massive. Eh? That's normal, correct? Has anyone ever told you that you were bad with money? How did you know? Common sense. Nimgon puts down the papers she has been reading and stretches. It amazes me that she has read through a small stack of papers while we were talking. I would have left if she didn't insist my company was welcomed. So annoying. You okay? I am having a massive headache. Probably hypotension. Flirt and leave. I'm gonna leave because Dirong. You need a rest. I'll make my leave then. Thanks for spending time with me, love. Right. You can come by anytime. Time flies when you're having fun. Second shift has started. More disasters wait. Speaking of a disaster, Oren has the habit of frying her croquets for too long. Since she removed it earlier this time, she should be safe from Her Magnificence's scrutiny. This looks burnt to you, does it not? What? Burnt? I thought it was only a little brown. This is not your standard now, is it? No, ma'am. No, ma'am, absolutely not. Do you think it's suitable to serve other people with this kind of food? No, you're right. Oren hug. I really don't like how... Yeah, she probably can't see it, because, God, I was like that. I was like Oren. I had to be taught and retaught and re-retaught before I got anything. I can see it now. I will remake it. I'm glad to hear that. Is it just me, or does Oren always get treated harshly? Nah, it ain't just you. 'Cause I know that kind of treatment all too well. You aren't performing to everyone else's standards, so you need to conform right now or I'm going to throw you out. That's basically what that kind of attitude is. Because that's happened to me. Because I'm a little slow on the uptake. And it pisses me the fuck off that that's happens so much. Anyway, is it just me or does Oren always get treated harshly? She is still in shock by the looks of it. Her shoulders droop lower than usual. Wow, that was harsh. It looks alright to me. I will stop you right there. Sorry? You're trying to get me to badmouth Ida. What? No! Wasn't my intention. I have work to do. What the heck? Orin scurries away, trying to replicate the recipe. Huh. Trying to relate to someone is an easy way to get them talking, but despite all my attempts to be friendly with her, it isn't working out. What am I missing? Finally, my shift is over. I leave together with Query to the shower. We talk the whole way back to our room. This familiar corridor starts to feel like home to me. Although, to be fair, I do most of the talking and encourage... I was about to say, wait, you're actually having a conversation with Query? And Query quietly listens. I'm not sure if Query or Kiri is a better way to say that. I want to say Query because Q-U-I. But Kiri sounds a bit more orcish. Like Dirong. You know, the sharp, harsh, syllable sounds, So Kiri is... The more I think about it, Kiri is probably closer. Anyway, you're still away? Fine. Come back soon. Dirong is speaking to someone on the phone when we get inside. That was Kiang. She took the wrong flight. Then, these bottles? Leave them. Dirong is very adamant about teaching this Kiang a lesson. They must have been sick of cleaning up her mess. These bottles will stay for a few more days. You're still in your outfit. Oh, I'm heading to the gym. Ah, you mentioned it this morning. You were going to the gym after your training? Isn't it excessive? This week is theory training. I haven't exercised since yesterday. Would you like to tag along? Sure. Great. I make a few steps before walking right into Dirong, who blocks the door with her body. I'm not sure how to say this. Are you wearing that to the gym? Yes. Dirong pauses. She seems puzzled. Yes. Is that the right answer? It didn't know it was possible. I didn't know it was possible, but Dirong's face turns even more dour. Fine, let's go. I mean, overall, the training was helpful. Dirong took the time away from her weights just to teach me the correct form to avoid unexpected injuries. It went to show how much she cared. If it had ended right there, I would have no complaints. How naive I am. Every time we were together, I came so close to giving in, but I never acted on it. That was before we have a chance to shower together. Dirong's muscular bare back is all it takes to unravel my insides. One thing led to another. Ooh. I hold Dirong in my arms the way I've always wanted. She pulls me impossibly close to her soft body with her left thigh slotted between my legs. Oh boy, this is going graphic. Alright then. I love the way her warm breath tickles my lips. The way her shy hand explores the fur on my lower body. Ooh. Dirong shudders. I am here, love. Her agape lips lure me into giving them many small kisses, but I fear she is too enthralled by my touch to notice. I wasn't expecting... Okay, yes, they've been flirting, but this still seems a bit too premature for this gym session to devolve into sex already. But who knows? Especially for Dirong, who at first was pretty... Although, yes, this is the kind of fan servicey VN that would do this, but... I still feel like it could have been done a little more tastefully. I would be willing to wait for a bit more of an appropriate seeming point to me, but still, I'm glad that we're here. And I fear she is too enthralled by my touch to notice. I wish I could give her my bite, but the sensation could overwhelm her inexperienced body. It took us half an hour to clean up the bathtub afterwards, but it was worth it. We were side by side when we walked back to our room. Kiri has fallen asleep since it is past midnight. We shuffle toward the ladder to our respective beds. The silence is a comfortable one, even when Dirong is avoiding my eyes. Before my wild thoughts could point out to me thousands of regions, she would regret what we did. Dirong helps me up the ladder. She mimes good night to me before she pulls up her blanket. I want to fall asleep next to her. No, it is too soon. For tonight, my pillow has to act as Dirong's body double. I fall asleep to a dream of nothingness. So, no dreams? Could have said nothingness, but I dream of nothingness sounds more poetic. I'm trying to... Okay, how did this exactly happen? See, it was funny, okay, so... She forgot what we did. I thought it said what she did, but there we go. So I was like, yeah, it was more than likely instigated. No, it is... Okay, so...